What's up, MTG Arena fans? I'm Mason Ortiz, and this is my channel, MTG Budget Brew. My goal is to provide fun and interesting decks on a budget. And to make my decks budgets, I normally limit myself to only using a total of 4 rare/mythic cards in a deck, so a playset's worth. But today, as you can see from this 1 out of 100 cards, we're playing Historic Brawl, which means that I'm going up to 9 rares for our deck. And our commander is Bruvak the Grand Eloquent, 2 in a blue for a 1/4 human advisor. It says, if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice as many cards instead. So yes, we're going to try out a mill deck, and hopefully it goes well. But I'm going to take you guys a little bit step by step through my building process. So the first thing I always do is I look at my mana base. And here it is. This is the mana base. We can see that we now have a total of 51 out of 100 cards. So I always make half of my deck dedicated to the mana base. And when I say mana base, I refer to anything that ramps you, anything that helps you find your lands for turn. So like mana dorks count. We have a bunch of mana rocks here. Those count. Ramp spells, maybe like a cultivate or something. And then, of course, the lands that you're using as well. And here we have 39 islands and 1 Salundi Isle for a total of 40 lands. And then we have 10 mana rocks with Arcane Signet, Spell Satchel, Cold Steel Heart, Environmental Sciences, not a mana rock, but another, it helps you find your basic land. So that one counts too. Guardian Idol, another mana rock, Mind Stone, Midnight Clock, which is one of our rares. Keep that in mind. Navigation Orb, Hedron Archive, and Key to the Archive, a second rare, putting us at a total of 3 when you include Bruvak, which I do count towards our 9. We're now going to take a look at the remainder of our rare slots, and we're going to pick out what we want to build around with the remainder of our deck. All right, here we have the next 3 rares that we're going to add to the deck. Maddening Cacophony, Cut Your Losses, and Teresian Mindbreaker. All of them make your opponent mill half their library. And pair that with Bruvak, you essentially mill out your opponent's entire library in a single turn, which is, kind of really good for a mill deck. The exception being the Cut Your Losses. This says target player mills half their library rounded down, whereas Maddening Cacophony and Mindbreaker both say rounded up. Why is that significant? Because that means Cut Your Losses will only mill your opponent's entire library if they have an even number of cards. For instance, if they have 5 cards left in their library, well, they'd mill half rounded down, right? Half is 2.5, but rounded down is only 2 cards. And Bruvak would still make them mill double that, but that only goes up to 4, leaving 1 card left in their library, so it's not as much of an automatic win. They'll have an additional turn to try and survive and win the game. But that's not a big deal. It's still worth running. And you'll see that I'm not choosing to run Fleet Swallower because it's 7 mana for a 6/6 that when it attacks, target player mills half their library rounded up. Up is good, but a 7 drop is really hard to cast, and then you need it to survive for an entire turn and then attack. And I just think it's a little too slow. I think there's a good chance that our opponent will find a way to remove the creature. But Mindbreaker is a little bit different because it has Unearth. It's just better. It's Fleet Swallower, but better. The next rare I'm going to add to the deck is Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. 3 and 2 blue for a 3/4 human wizard that says spells can't be countered. And then it says, as long as it's your turn, each instant sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to the card's mana cost. It's just good. Because what happens if we go to cast Maddening Cacophony and maybe our opponent has a counter spell or something, Or maybe they have a way, maybe they're running, black and they have a way to make us discard cards, So if they see the Maddening Cacophony in our hand, they're definitely going to make us discard that. But Lear, this will give us a way to cast it again from our graveyard, which is really nice. The next rare I'm adding is Scholar of the Lost Trove because it has a similar effect. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant, sorcery, or artifact card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If an instant sorcery spell cast is ready to be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. So again, this is just another way to get back Maddening Cacophony or Cut Your Losses from our graveyard. And our last rare slot is going to River's Rebuke. 4 and 2 blue for a sorcery that says return all non-land permanents target player controls to their owner's hand. This is like the best option that blue has for a board wipe. And so I think it's definitely worth one of our rare slots to be able to run it. And let's see, after this, we're going to take a look at some removal spells. All right, and here are the 10 removal spells that I have picked. Now, normally I would count counter spells as part of my removal, but because we're running mono blue and we're kind of like a combo deck, I'm going to add a lot more counter spells at the end, and I'm not going to count those towards our removal. But I still picked out 10 cards as removal in the form of Bubble Snare to tap target creature, and it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, right? These are all just ways really to slow down our opponent so that we can survive. Fading Hope, return target creature to its owner's hand if its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Callous Dismissal, turn target on-land permanent to its owner's hand. We get to amass 1, so we get a blocker as well. That's good. Expel from Roscoe. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If we have the City's Blessing, we may put that permanent on top of its owner's library instead. Ice Over. Enchant artifact or creature. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So that's almost like artifact removal, depending on what kind of artifact it is. If they have a big mana rock, this could really shut someone down. Then we have Into the Royal. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, draw a card. So that's, a little bit of additional bonus. Resculpt. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token that can get rid of a really big threat that maybe our opponent has on the field already and that has like a lot of synergy going on with their board. Small price to pay, giving them a 4/4 elemental. Then we have Glacial Grasp. Tap target creature. Its controller mills 2 cards. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw a card. So this one's doing a lot. It's slowing down our opponent. It's making them mill, which might be significant if, again, our opponent has 1 card left in their library. And then we get to draw a card. Just all around doing good stuff for us. Next up is Raven Form, card that I like a lot. It's 2 and a blue for a sorcery that says exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying, and it also has Foretell. Again, small price to pay. A 1/1 bird, not too concerning whatsoever. And then we have Introduction to Annihilation. 5 mana for a sorcery lesson. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller draws a card. That takes care of removal. Oh, so next we're going to take a look at draw spells. Okay, now it's recommended that you have about 10 draw spells in your deck, and we already have a decent amount if you've been paying attention, because Spell Satchel, Mind Stone, Glacial Grasp, Midnight Clock, Salundi Vision, and Hedron Archive all draws cards, or they can. And so these actually will count towards my 10. So we already had these 6, and I decided to add another 5. I added Consider, Curate, Impulse. Again, this one's technically not draw, but again, it's better than draw. Then the Modern Age, which is a card that I like a lot. And Thirst for Discovery, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land card. So at this point, we're at 72 out of 100 cards. So this means that we still have 28 cards to pick whatever we want. And these are the final additions that I made to the deck. We have this long list here. All of these are mill spells. This list over here is anything else that I added that wasn't specifically mill. Another thing that I really want to point out is the fact that we swapped over to snow-covered islands, and that was because of, where is it? This little guy. Iceberg Canstrix? I just call it Snow Crab, because we had the Snow Crab. And alright, this is our deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what goes through my head and, the process of me building a Commander/Historic Brawl deck. And I will see you guys in some matches. Hey guys, it's me from the future. I've played a few games with that deck list I just showed you. It was not working. It was not doing well at all. So what I did was I made the deck a little bit faster because we were just too slow. And I cut any card that was above 4 mana that was not essential to our game plan. And I added a couple more counter spells. And we have now gotten 2 or 3 wins. And it's made a massive difference to the deck. Yeah, so this is what the deck list looks like currently. Alright guys, our opponent is running Joda the Unifier. That's a really powerful card that goes pretty quickly. I'm not gonna lie. What am I trying to say? Their board explodes very rapidly. That's all I can think to say. We need something better than this hand. Even just bouncing Joda will help us a lot. And we have solved the equation. Okay, this hand will do. We're gonna consider turn 1. Take that land because our combo requires a decent amount of mana. And I want you guys to say hi to Cookie. I have tried introducing, well, not introducing, but showing off Cookie in a bunch of games, but all of those games were losses, and they were not at all impressive. at all. And so you guys aren't going to see those games. Hi, Cookie. Don't need you. We'll take the land. Yes. But I wanted to make sure that Cookie got in on one of these videos. Because she's a silly girl. She's had a lot of energy today. She keeps trying to climb up into my chair. You want to come back up? Come here. Come here. Oh, there you go. Even though the two of us do not fit in my gaming chair together, it does not stop her from trying. Ain't that right, silly girl? Ain't that right? Yeah, I'm about to go put her out on my balcony in a sec. Probably after this match. Because it's a nice day out and she really enjoys chilling out there. So we're going to solve the equation. Hope he doesn't have a counter spell. He doesn't. That's sick. There it is. Maddening Cacophony. Yeah, so this will probably be the first game that you guys see. But I have 2 other wins recorded that I was not giving live commentary over because I lost a lot of games. I lost like 3 or 4 games in a row. And I was just not confident that it was worth recording myself playing a game just for it to be another loss. Yeah, version 1 of the deck went 1-6. And that 1 win was from someone conceding like turn 0. They mulliganed like 4 times and then conceded. So yeah, that deck was essentially 0-6, but with the changes that I've made, we're now 2-0. In fact, I'll even show you because our opponent's taking forever. Yeah, look at these stats. So the deck is 3-6 overall. Version 1 went 1-6. Not good. Not good at all. We were just too slow. So again, it looks like I cut these 5 cards. I added 5 more counter spells, and we're now 2-0. So we'll see if we can continue the streak. And if our opponent DCs, yo, I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take every win I can. I'm not a blue player, and I think it's showing a little bit in this deck, because yeah, I'm not a counterspell player. I don't normally use them. Just in case our opponent does show up, we're gonna Arcane Signet here, and I can Brew Vac here, leaving up 1 mana for a Spell Pierce. Just in case they happen to come back, you know. Maybe their internet went out. Maybe their cats unplugged their PC. Maybe they had to take a dump. You know, I've been there. I usually just concede, but man, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. That's a victory. Like I said, I'll take it. I know it was boring, but the next game will be a better one. Alright, here we are in another game against Fire Song and Sunspeaker. That's something that, well, this is a commander that I've really wanted to build around. Because a little while ago there was, what was it? There was an event. It was a Post Malone event, and the arena provided like 5 historic Brawl decks that you could play. And one of the commanders that they picked was Fire Song and Sunspeaker deck. And it was really, really fun. Let's see. So that's a 6-drop. That's very far away from being cast. So I almost think that I curate before I impulse. Does it matter? Do I know which one's better? Not really. We'll just pass. I gotta get into the blue player mindset of passing and stop doing things during my main phase that I can do during my opponent's turn. It's mad annoying and I hate it. Because like, ooh, Essence Scout. Do I need to counter this? Is it worth it? I don't think so. I think I just want to curate. I'm going to ditch the land, grab the Signet. And I'll let them keep this. 1 damage at a time. That's not like a lot. Then we'll Signet. And we say go. Yeah, I think it's better to try and hold the Essence Scatter for the commander, which can come out next turn, it looks like. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty rude. Ooh. Do I have a way to discard this? Yes. Yes, we do. Oh my god. We have Val, Eager Scholar. We can tap it, draw a card, and discard a card. So we can discard our Teresian Mindbreaker, get it into our graveyard, to then be able to unearth it. Yo, that's nuts. Okay. So I think I set up Val. And maybe just drop Merfolk Secret Keeper. And we need Val to live. We really need Val to live. Because if Val lives right now, again, we can use its ability, get this into our graveyard. The turn after that, we can Brewvac. Protect Brewvac with the Essence Scatter. No, not Essence Scatter. We need a better... we don't have any protection for Brewvac right now. Okay, opponent missed their land drop, which means they're probably going to try and cast Fire Song and Sunspeaker this next turn. We start with this, right? Draw a card. Ooh, cut your losses. That also just works. So we'll ditch that. Do I set up the Brewvac? If Brewvac gets countered, it means we try again the turn after this. I'm going to go for the Brewvac. They probably have removal, right? We'll probably see it right now. But 4 is a little bit much for red to deal with. If they don't have like an exile effect. Oh, dude, we just got him. We got him by the balls with this Essence Scatter. It's all coming together. This Mindbreaker's game. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Unearth. Combat. Swing. Woo! There goes their whole library. Pass. Because I have no other way to make them... I don't have a way to make them draw. What's they got? Sacred Fire. They can do that. They didn't stop the upkeep because, well, there wasn't much they could do anyway. Well, let's go, baby. Let's go. That's another dub. Hell yeah. All right. Here we are in another match. Our opponent's playing Miram, who is very big and scary. I'm worried that this hand is too slow. So we're going to mulligan. The Essence Scatter makes me feel a lot better. I'll be honest with you. The negate will be pretty good too, because I imagine that they're running the like orbs of Dragonkind. Yeah, right? I will keep this hand. Yeah, it is the orbs of Dragonkind. I couldn't remember how they changed the name between them to like differentiate the colors. But it's literally color. So like it's Jade, Orb of Dragonkind, or Carnelian, Orb of Dragonkind, which is weird. I don't even know what Carnelian is. But I guess the equivalent of like a red jade. Some kind of, I don't know, mineral, some kind of rock. But that's red. And it's not a ruby. There's like Lapis, Orb of Dragonkind. I know Lapis from Minecraft. Yeah. Oh, and then there's just an Orb of Dragonkind. Yeah, I'm looking at all of them right now. And they all got buffs. It looks like they all got buffs for Arena. Interesting. Like, the blue one, it still costs the same to cast it. It says tap, add... Oh, add 1 mana of any color. Oh, that's a really big buff for all of these. They used to only tap to add a color of... Well, the color of the orb. That is a really big upgrade. I think we have to use our Salundi Vision here as a land, which I really don't want to have to do. But I want to miss our land drop even less than I want to do that. That's nuts, though. I had no idea about the orbs. Right, I'm going to show you real quick. Like, see... Lapis, Orb of Dragonkind, tap, add a blue when you spend this mana to cast a dragon spell. Scry 2. Tap, add 1 mana of any color when you spend this mana to cast a dragon creature spell. Scry 2. It's still 2 in a blue to cast it. But that's a huge upgrade. Let's see. I think we just say go, right? Whenever you cast a creature spell, ooh, maybe... We're going to return that to their hand. We're going to slow them down a little bit. Because I don't like that. Yeah. Whenever you cast a creature spell, seek a creature card with lesser mana value, then put it onto the battlefield. That's a really good card, and I haven't gotten to play around with it yet, but I want to because it seems just really fun. It's basically like Cascade, but actually, to seek a card, put one at random from your library into your hand. So you put it into your hand, but then onto the battlefield. Do I counter this? I'll counter this. And our opponent scoops. We did have Cut Your Losses in hand already. Found a Cold Steel Heart, so we're going to play this next turn. And probably Essence Scatter, their Miram whenever they try to cast it. And hopefully around that time, we'd be able to play Brewvac, hold up the Keep Safe, and then Cut Your Losses. But that's another dub. Dude, I think we're 4-0 now. We're not even 4-0. We're 5-0 with this version of the deck. Dude, I'm basically a god. I'm basically a blue god. I'm not a blue player. I'm still not a blue player. But I'll see you guys in the next match. Alright, guys. Win or lose, this is going to be the final game. Because this was supposed to be a quick video. The last historic Brawl deck that I made, that video, I said it's in the video. It was a really quick. We're going to keep this opening hand. Like, I just wanted to get a video out because I was trying my best to get a video out every single day. And I was getting ready to go play Commander at a friend's house. So I need to get a video out quickly. And I wanted it to be Historic Brawl. But Brawl decks take a very long time, usually, for me to build. That one, whipped it out in like 15 minutes. Ooh, Maddening Cacophony, phenomenal. And then I got the recordings done really fast. Like, the deck just did really well. And so I was kind of hoping to do a similar thing here and today. But I've been playing / working on this deck for like 4 hours already. It has not been a fast process whatsoever. We're just going to pass. Okay, so Maddening Cacophony only needs 6 mana. We're already up to 5. We go for the Brewvac. They're going to try to counter it. All we have is the negate. I don't think is enough. Ooh, they Chemister's Insight. Oh my god, dude. If they're going for a board wipe for next turn, I think we got him. If we see a board wipe right here now, we've got him. Oh. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. Got him. Negated. That's game, baby. That's game. Oh my god. That was our fastest one yet. Dude. Oh my god. I can't believe it. My start with this deck was so shitty. I will see you guys in final thoughts. Alright guys, here we are in final thoughts. When I tell you that I am not a blue player, I mean it. I am not a blue player whatsoever. But somehow I have found a deck list that can perform. Maybe I just got lucky the past few matches. Maybe I just got really unlucky in my first matches. But now, I'm 6-0 with this version of the deck. 6-0. First version, I went 0-6. Because this one win doesn't even count. It lasted 35 seconds. My opponent scooped turn 0. Dude, 6-0. Even managed to get the win rate to positive, including all those losses. 6-0 for version 2, though. That is super, super nuts. Okay, I wasn't going to recommend this deck. But if you want a budget mono blue mill deck, this can get it done. The biggest tip I have for you, take a look at your opponent's commander and then also really pay attention to your opening hand. You saw in, probably all of the games, I think, at the very least in the last 2, I mulliganed away my opening hand because I thought it was too slow. Okay, if your hand is just like mostly like land and mana rocks, it's too slow. You need some kind of interaction in your hand. Preferably like 2 or 3 spells or something to develop your board a little bit. Yeah, that's it. I'm in shock. I'm in shock that we managed to do so well. It's really crazy. And I'm gonna be honest, I think the changes that I made were significant and impactful. because, again, like I just said, we wanted interaction, and I didn't have enough early game interaction. And a lot of the bigger top end creatures they had to do with like mill and stuff, they just weren't helpful or, yeah, necessary. Like the Homerid Explorer, Vidalcan Entrancer, Bell Tower Sphinx, Drown Yard Amalgam, Screaming Swarm. Yeah, they were just all way too slow. We added in Annul, Spell Pierce, Wash Away, Disdainful Stroke, and Essence Scatter. And it's been way better. Now, you will notice that this video is not over yet. Like I said, I have 2 more games recorded that I want to share with you guys. Because, you know, they were the first 2 wins I got with the deck. And really helped turn this all around. You know, stopped me from tilting as much. So I hope you guys will stick around and watch those. But that's it. That's all I've got for you commentary-wise. So I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Quite a tough opponent. Another mystery solved. Every suit contains potential. Blossom and thrive. Rise, my elemental friend. Nobody knows the path.